Hi, lovelies. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator, Sasquatch enthusiast, donut enthusiast. I also make jewelry. Guys, I do a lot of things, okay? It'd be easier to tell you the things I don't do. That list would be shorter. Anyways, if you're new here, this is where I pull 3 piles of cards. You pick any and all that you're drawn towards. Afterwards, I then interpret those cards and tell you what I think the week ahead's going to have for you. But before that, we talk about some astro fuckery. So let's fucking get into it. Guys, this week we are freshly into Pisces season. So I don't know about you guys, but the veil is motherfucking thin right now. There's that. I just feel like signs and synchronicities are chasing me down the street lately. So also, too, if you guys have been having that as well, pay attention. Pay attention to the world around you, especially with that veil being so thin during Pisces season. It almost reminds me of Scorpio season, that feel of it. I think maybe Scorpio has a deeper intensity to it. Pisces season, the veil being thin, almost feels sweet. There's almost an angelic feel to it, at least for me. So, you know, again, like with those signs and synchronicity showing up, just beautiful kind of things happening. It's the sign of faith, hope, and optimism, but also delusion and illusion. So there does need to be a focus this week on trying to stay, I feel as though, as maybe practical as you possibly can. You know, while we're developing our dreams, as things are going on within our lives, how can I both follow my big, beautiful dreams here while staying grounded and practical, taking realistic steps towards that goal? Which leads me to talking about Venus and Mars working in cahoots still. I think they're working their way up to meeting up with Pluto in March, I believe. But this week, they actually meet up with Neptune, which is also the ruler of Pisces. So all those themes I kind of talked about and more. That's a quick little condensed version of, you know, what Pisces is about. And Neptune especially too. But, you know, this week, they're working together in a sextile, which is really sweet. It's actually kind of like flirty. It's exciting. There's possibility here. And with Neptune in the mix, there's also talk about faith, hope, and optimism again. So just make sure that you're being realistic around those goals that we're working towards. Because man, when Venus and Mars are in the mix, this is big time fucking romance, y'all. These are the two titans, the two lovers coming together. They're definitely opposites, but here opposites work. It's the ultimate male and female coming together, the yin and the yang, creating one whole sign. So I think it's a beautiful thing. And especially around like clarity finding around like what we value with Venus here and Mars, the energy that we need to put into reaching those goals and dreams. And again, with Neptune in the mix, this is like, call on your angels. Literally, you guys, call on your angels, call on your loved ones in spirit, call on your people in spirit, and ask them to be with you. Ask them to guide you this week. If you feel confused, you don't know which way to go, or it just still feels like things haven't meshed together the way that you needed to, call on your people in spirit and watch as fucking miracles occur. I mean, literally, come back and tell me as fucking miracles occur. I've noticed this every time I work with spirit and I give something over to them, especially something that's out of my hands or it feels like I can't do anything about it. I just let spirit have it. Sometimes that's all that you can do. It's your last resort. Well, I'm saying this week, don't let it be your last resort. Let it be your first. Call on spirit, work with them consciously, and let them guide you going forward. What's the worst thing that could happen? They actually guide you to what you actually want? Or maybe call you out on your bullshit? Because I know my spirit team loves to do that shit. God damn. Can I also say, too, that, like, I feel like the signs and synchronicities are just out of this world right now. So, again, pay attention to the world around you. How is spirit speaking to you? What you're calling for or what you're trying to go towards wants you to. So hold on to that this week and really make realistic strides toward it while also giving yourself the ability to have no boundaries here. Take yourself out of container if you put yourself in one. Allow yourself to be free and to really dream big here so that you have something big and beautiful to aim for. Now, it's interesting, on the 24th, and all this is happening on the 24th, Mercury also squares Uranus. So whenever there's a square, they're duking it out. They're fucking fighting. And so usually when Mercury and Uranus are in this is like a piece of information that comes the fuck out of the blue. Maybe somebody comes in with something that just like blows apart like your plans that you have laid out right now. Maybe it kind of crashes your faith for a second. If you're high on faith and then some piece of information comes in and it's like, hey, dumb bubblegum, we can't do that. That doesn't even fucking make sense. What are you talking about? Walking on water. That's not a real thing. Try again. Whatever the fuck your crazy ass dream is right now. All right? So whatever that is for you, just make sure that we're being realistic, and whatever information comes in, recognize too that you can handle whatever the fuck shows up. Even though Mercury and Uranus are fighting now, and this piece of information that might be coming in this week might kind of like rattle your bones or throw you off course for a second, get right back on it. Have faith and trust in yourself. Have optimism around the future. Pull on the more beautiful aspects of Neptune and around what you value and the action that you're taking towards it. With Venus and Mars here too. We got this, guys. We got this. And again, whatever information shows up, we can fucking handle it. So I think maybe the biggest takeaway, I think, from this week, energetically what I'm feeling is really tune into what you want. Find practical, realistic steps. Allow that fire inside to kind of propel you towards your future. Dream big. Dream big. Don't be afraid to have hope about the future. Have every right to. And no matter what the fuck comes in, you can handle whatever that information is. Even if that's fighting with another person, like just sit down and maybe even like let that other person have it. Who gives a shit? Or maybe this is around, again, some piece of information that comes up and like blows up your plans. Reassess, sit down, reassess, and call on spirit to help guide you forward. Look for those signs and symbols. They are abundant right now. And especially too, if you've been listening to music and music seems to be like a synchronicity thing for you too, holy shitballs has it been for me this past couple weeks. So just hold on to your titties, y'all. I feel like this week's going to deliver something really beautiful. So just continue with the work that you've been doing. Have faith and trust in yourself, and let spirit guide you. All right. If that works for you guys, follow me to the next screen. I'm going to pull those 3 piles of cards, pick any and all that you're drawn to. And I'll give you those interpretations. See you guys in a sec. All right, and if you pick card pile number 1, here's your beautiful cards. Card number 1 is the 3 of Coins. Card number 2 is a major arcana card, talking about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the Empress. And then finally, the final card you got is the 10 of Cups. Let's talk about it. It's actually a beautiful spread if you ask me. I think the skinny of it is... especially with the 3 of Coins here, if you want to advance going forward, you're going to have to work as a team this week. And maybe your personal thing right now with the Empress showing up is around being flexible around what that end result is. Maybe you've had an idea around what it is that you want. You've been hard and strong on it. This week is asking you to be flexible, especially if you're working together as a team, and especially if you want the outcome with the 10 of Cups here around contentment, ease, and bliss and joy. This is a wish fulfilled. So if we're going towards a goal this week and we're thinking we have to do this all by ourselves, you absolutely do not. I think that it's actually really important to work with others towards this goal, and your job is to be flexible, maybe even to protect what this dream is. So just make sure as you're working with others, maybe communication is a key part of this as well this week. I know that there's no swords in here, but with Coins and the Empress and then Cups, this earth and this water, they really do kind of need some grounded emotions. And when we take those emotions and we ground them, I really feel like talking about it, speaking on it, really putting out there what our goals for the future are. Are we on the same track? Do we want the same things? And if it's a yes, okay, let's work together to make sure that we make it towards this goal. I actually think this is gorgeous. So again, don't be afraid. Your key this week is to work with others towards a goal. Be flexible to reach that attainment of joy, bliss, ease, and a wish fulfilled. With the 10 of Cups here too, this is also the ending of a cycle. So this really is a time for celebration. Beautiful things are afoot. Magic is afoot around you. How are you tuning into it? And maybe with the Empress here, how are we tuning into it and really using it to our best advantage? What are we birthing here this week with the Empress? I think is also an important question too. So sit down, communicate, ground those emotions in the reality of here and now, and be practical and realistic around those next steps we take towards that contentment and bliss. You got this, you guys, and congratulations. All right, you guys, and if you picked card pile, number 2, here's your beautiful card pool. First one is the 2 of Swords. Second card is the Queen of Wands. And the final card is the Ace of Cups. So I actually think this one's pretty interesting this week. All right, let's get into it. So with the Two of Swords showing up here, this really kind of talks about indecisions, feeling like you're at a crossroads, feeling kind of maybe even nervous to like make a decision. It just feels like, oh, I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to take. And maybe you've really been up in your head about it. Now here with the Queen of Wands showing up, look, listen, the number one thing I usually see with the Queen of Wands, she's independent as fuck. She don't need no man. But listen, when the Ace of Cups shows up, it's new relationships that are beautiful, abundant, and everything we've ever fucking wanted on the table. So maybe we're having to make a decision this week. And this could be around friendships. This could be around love romance. This could be around maybe the perfect partnership around a business. It doesn't matter how this love relationship kind of takes form. What's happening, though, is that it feels as though it's either, maybe there's a fear here around it limiting your independence. Maybe what you grew up with watching. Maybe, for example, with the Queen of Wands here, maybe we watched Mom. And she was independent as hell, and she wouldn't give her independence up for anybody or anything. We loved her for that, and we still love her for that. But here's an opportunity to be in a relationship with somebody that might actually understand who you are and what you're about, and doesn't want to cage you in. Maybe they want to see you be independent and go bigger and better and just shine your fire and your light into the world. So maybe I want to offer to you this week, if you pick card pile number 2, consider compromise. And not in a way where you're giving up your independence or giving up some part of you, but willing to sit down and see like what this is about. And with the Two of Swords here, with swords being in the mix, talking and communication around what it is that you expect and what you want. Maybe even hear what your fears and worries are about being in a committed relationship, being in a love relationship, whatever relationship feels like it's going to cage you in. You still need to be you. I think that's crazy to me that you would give up some part of yourself to be in a relationship. My God, you guys, relationships should enhance who you actually are. So if you have to shut down a part of yourself, not be yourself, whatever BS is a part of that crap, that's nothing good. We don't want that. I actually think with this card pull, there feels like there's a real opportunity to be a part of a partnership that respects who you are and the fucking queen that you are, or king. So just know, this week, sit down and face yours, take off the blindfold and face your feelings and your thoughts around this relationship. And recognize too, you don't have to give up jack shit to be a part of a real, healthy, good, connected relationship. Fucking right. And finally, if you guys pick card pile number 3, here's your beautiful cards. Your very first one is the Queen of Cups. Second card is the Nine of Swords. And your final card is the Eight of Cups. Let's fucking talk about it. All right, so I want to say with the Queen of Cups here, this can, so to me, this can usually talk about either a female your age or older showing up on the scene here. A lot of times, these queens can talk about a mama or a mama figure. Maybe this can talk about a friend. Maybe this can talk about a really important female in your life right now. I want to say just because the Queen of Cups is so nurturing and loving and supportive, usually this tends to be a mother figure showing up here. But with the Nine of Swords here, this is like having nightmares around the situation. Maybe we're kind of like freaking out about like what we want to do. Maybe we're coming to a point where we're having to make a difficult decision around a parent. Or around a friend, maybe even around a love relationship. There's something important going on here with an important female this week that we have to make a serious decision on. And especially when the Nine of Swords shows up, because like we're kind of at the end of our rope. We're having nightmares around it. This is like worst case situation. Or maybe we just don't know how to deal with the fear and the worry around this female figure that is so important to us. What's interesting, though, is the Eight of Cups when it shows up. This usually talks about withdrawal and abandonment, moving onwards. This is the ultimate card of, like, moving on. So what I think is interesting symbolically, at least in this card, is that this guy looks kind of sad. Here, I'll show you guys. With the Eight of Cups, it looks like this guy's, like, kind of sad here. He's moving away from all this abundance. He's moving away from it. But maybe here, because this card is more difficult, maybe we're moving away from, and if these cards were next to each other, the Nine of Swords would be right next to that. You can see that he's moving away from the fear and the worry around this female figure. Maybe that fear and the worry has been clouding our judgment around the best action to take here. So especially if this has to do with a mother figure, we're worried about what to do with her. Maybe she's reaching an older stage in life and we don't know what those next steps are. Maybe she's got some medical issues. Maybe there's stuff going on. We don't know how to handle the situation best. And it just feels like it keeps feeding us dog shit and fucking with us mentally. Sit down this week. Break from the fear and the worry and focus around what it is that you do want to do here, or the places that we can take action. Maybe we can't help, for example, maybe a mother figure here has Alzheimer's or dementia, and we just keep focusing on the Alzheimer's and dementia, and what we need to be doing is stepping back from that for a second, recognizing that we can't do anything about that aspect of it. What we can do is find her the right doctors, get her the right support, and get her into a really good space that's going to not only support her, but take care of her in a way that she's going to need that maybe we can't. Maybe there's even some level of guilt this week around not being able to take care of this figure, this important female figure in our life. So I just want to say to you, move on, move away from the fear and the worry. This is what's holding you back from making a good decision around this mother figure, around this important female figure. Sit down and really focus on what it is that you do want, or the places that you can actually take action around. Where's the place that you do have power? Focus on that and do the best you can in that space so that you can show up the best for her. All right, you guys, I hope to God that made sense. I hope that was helpful. Guys, any and all feedback helps me to grow. Let me know how this was for you. Middle fingers for no, caw for yes. Let a sister know. And guys, thank you again for letting me do this for you guys every week. I love this. This is my jammy jam. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for letting me be a part of your every Monday/Tuesday if I don't get it out on time. So thank you guys for putting up with my shenanigans, showing up every week with me and tuning in. I love you guys so much. If you need anything, you know where to find me, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.